A very warm and good evening to everyone. It's round 8 of the Serious Futsal Victoria Women's League. Game 2, it's Carlton Heart against Preston FC. Game of the round, a cracking one because both teams will be fighting and battling out for second place, both on 15 points of the end of round 7. So for them, it's very crucial that the win is on the cards tonight to get one step closer to ladder leagues Melbourne Evolution. As Carlton Heart, big win against AQ last week, a very, very close one where Preston had somewhat of an easier run against Camperfield 8-4. Hans Ola here and joining with me in this game and for the remainder of the night, Josh. Welcome.
It's great to be back, as always. I love coming in on the second game 2 weeks in a row, just to because it's always the most exciting game, I've been told, totally. It's always the second game that's the most exciting.
Always
Don't ask me on the third game or the fourth game. Say the same thing.
But the second game, generally, because it's prime time as well, 8 p.m., good time to tune in, on WeFroth, YouTube, Facebook. And it's a time that everyone wants, and it's a time that everyone will view the most, and this game will not disappoint as well. If you missed the first game, Evolution had a win against Camperfield, but it was very close. It was 6-4 in the end. It was a tight battle throughout the whole game, but in the end, Evolution proving why they're champions and why they're in the spot they're in. So they got away with it on this time, but I feel like who will beat them? Not too sure. Will Carlton or will Preston? Because for them, they've been so good in the past couple of weeks. This game, I still can't predict it. It could be similar to last week, or will one team kind of overfight the other for the win?
Well, I mean, the most important thing about this game, it's second and third, obviously. Whoever wins this game are going to be the front runners in catching Evolution right now. So this game really is, I would say, the most important of the night. You're watching the two teams, as you said, both in form, both have quality players. Ike's back. I don't think she was included last week, but she's here now. She will make the difference at times. When she gets that ball in that D, she puts it away 90% of the time. Brilliant, brilliant attacker. So it's just going to be an uphill battle. You're never going to know until the last second.
And kickoff is right underway. Carlton, no.
Just turns around.
Looks like Preston will be kicking it off. And as you mentioned, let's quickly go down the lineup for this evening's match. Leisha Ike back on the squad. We've also got number 17, Claudia Damazi. 20 is Karina Naltu. 18, Alexandra Sinclair. Number 1 in goals, Rhiannon Jacobs. And number 4, Alana Abdo. She's played probably 1 or 2 games for Preston, so good to see her back on the squad. And number 2 is Emma Langley. And for Carlton, they've got a few new players coming on as well, but their usual squad list. I've got Paige Daly there, just giving it away. Wow. Early signs from Alex Sinclair. Josh, you can't let that slip easily.
No, she's one of the best players in the league. I mean, top 5. Honestly, she's amazing to watch, and every time I watch her, I just can't. I have to rub my eyes. I'm just like, I can't believe what I'm seeing right now. She is just incredible.
Sure is. And we've also got Mariella Begang, number 17 for Carlton. 4 is Amy Whiting. 11, Bet Catterwell there, just on the ball. 6, Lara Gallagher. 14, Anna DeWong. Number 8, Emily Cost. Number 3, Jana Bennett. And we've also got number 15, Carla Archibald, playing for Carlton this evening. I haven't personally seen her play, but have you seen her on the squad list? Or is she
definitely seen her on the squad list at least one point throughout this season. Big exclusion, though. There's no Katrina Tselakidis.
There's no Amina. Carlton, believe it or not, has about 15 players to work around. So for them to kind of pick the top 10, I think they've got a pretty big bench tonight, is pretty tricky. So they've got to have to allow other players that haven't played before come on board, and then some just have to be omitted.
Well, that's just, those two particularly have had 3 or 4 weeks of just being really, really good contributors to this team. I mean, Emily Koss and Salakidis linked up so well in the Carlton attack the last 2 weeks. I think Salakidis had a Team of the Week inclusion the week before, so that's why I'm a bit shocked that those two aren't in. And Sharifi has hit 2 Goal of the Weeks, I think, in a row. She's just amazing.
And same as Preston, they've got a big lineup on their list too, and they've got to really circulate the players and ensure that everyone has an opportunity to play. So good position to be in, to have a lot of players at your disposal to choose who can play, and if players aren't available, they can get someone else on board. As Bet Catterwell there takes a strike. Keeper able to save it. And play just goes out of bounds there. Throw in on the far end of the court for Carlton. McGang on the starting 5 this week. She hasn't been starting on the court for a couple of rounds. And ball goes wide. And I think it was skipping a hop there. I think it was from Bennett. I can't tell from here.
Good call, it's Bennett.
So
no
Emily Koss.
Jinx, right there. You can't speak the entire game. No, I'm joking. This is ridiculous. No Emily Koss in the starting 5.
She is on our team sheet. So, and she was listed as a player on Heart's social media pages, so she could probably just be late, you know.
What madness is Carlton dealing with right now? 3 stars, just not even playing right now. Unbelievable.
So far, it hasn't really shook them in any way.
Good signs. Oh, there it is. No. Bennett.
She almost had it, but keeper. Rhiannon Jacobs, star keeper for Preston. 2 games in a row that they've played, so it's...
Checking out that Carlton bench, I don't see Emily Koss there. Unless she's camouflaged.
No, not there, so might be a late out for Carlton. Could be a big miss for them on a huge game like this. But will that also make the players step up? You know, because sometimes they rely on her a bit too much. As the counter-attack is on, Mariella Begay can go with their left boot, decides to pass it on. Good movement here from Carlton. But in the end, Alicia Ike just gets it out of bounds. Big crowd for Preston and for Carlton. And again, big shout out to those watching on YouTube and Facebook. Second game of tonight. And Josh, your feeling so far? I feel like it's actually been a pretty solid game. Both teams just managing to be patient with the build-up and not really taking too many risks so far.
Well, both teams have had 2 key chances themselves, and both brilliantly saved by 2 top goalkeepers. So it's looking like this is going to be a game of goalkeeping, where the goalkeeper is going to have to step up and stop some really key shots. There's obviously a lot of players in this team, in both teams, that can really shake up a game. And right there on that sideline, it's Alex Sinclair. She's one of them. Always go back to her. She's the star of this game. Emily Koss usually there to match her. Not there, and that's going to be a big... We're going to have to see how that goes.
Indeed, as Damazi lays it off to Sinclair. Got no option forward. Has to play it back to Nautu. Finds Ike. Good passing and movement coming from Preston right now. Nautu. Got DeWong right in front of her and takes a wild shot. Carlton, they've played against Preston. They've done their homework. They know how they work, and same vice versa.
Oh my goodness!
What? Bet Catterwell. I've never seen a goal like that, ever. But it wasn't a goal, and it was almost. It would have been brilliant as she goes again. Bet Catterwell takes a strike. Now 2 gotten away. Chance here for Carlton. And Bennett just couldn't get a clear shot because guess who was there? Alex Sinclair.
Well, I only wish we had a replay of that from Bet Catterwell. I've never seen the stretch so... Oh, my goodness.
Second attempt.
We were talking who's going to step up, and that Carlton missing 3 key players. Last season, Bet Catterwell was one of the absolute shining lights in that Carlton side, and she's proving it again tonight that she will lead from the front as one of those experienced players, a veteran. She brings that extra oomph to Carlton right now.
She's just the cogs in the machine. She doesn't want to be the star player. Very just under the radar, knows her role, and when she steps up, then her light shines. But since then, she just works behind the scenes to ensure that the game flows and the structure is there and the direction is there, but she's never really there in the limelight until you really call her name out. Sinclair just juggles, using her physicality. Strike there from Damazi. Save there by Paige Daly. Lays it off to Bennett.
Whoa. Ball
still live, still in. And now two. Shuts that down. Counter-attack is on for Preston. A few opportunities coming her way to now two. And who's there in the back post? Claudia Damazi draws first blood for Preston. They get there first.
Just the vision that now two had throughout that entire play. Honestly, if you're just a regular player, you're shooting that. And she just threads the needle at that back post. I wouldn't have spotted that. It's amazing. The vision is incredible.
There was two players there too, and Damazi just slides. It just ensures that the passer just gets blocked down so it doesn't go out of play. And now she can strike that if she wanted to, but she wants to keep the keeper, Paige Daly, on her toes. And by then, Paige, she can't stop that.
Yeah, I feel like she didn't even need to look. I feel that this team has been training so well, and the chemistry's up there, that she knew that her teammate was going to be there. She didn't have to look.
Throw off there from Bennett towards the direction of Mariella Begang. She came out like a salmon out of water, but ball was just way too off course. Let's Preston go again. Damazi already making an impact in this game. She scored 2 goals in like 2 minutes last week. Will that happen again? Anything's possible. Beck Cadwell just thumps it straight into Alex Sinclair. Still keeps it into play. Let's clean a ball now. Alicia Ike on the move. Finds now two. Runs into 2 Carlton players. One falls down. I think she got knocked, did she?
She absolutely sent her flying now too. She just shoved her.
I don't think Mariella Begang even found her feet as Bennett comes off for Lara Gallagher. There's still no signs of Emily Koss. Beck Cadwell thumps it once again into Preston players. I think her goal is today is just to create some physicality in the game. I feel like some of the players from Carlton aren't into a physical battle, but I feel like the only person that can be is Beck Cadwell.
And they have to bring that against Preston, who I think they have a little bit of a precedent of getting a little bit physical, particularly late in the game. A few players do it more than others, but that's kind of their mental game plan as well. Take the opposition, knock them around a little bit, get them angry, because they aren't playing the game when they're angry. They're trying to force things that won't usually work. And that falls right into the hands of Preston. That's exactly what they want. Carlton usually pretty passive, they'll pass the ball, they'll play well, stylistic, but it all changes when it's second versus the third, right? You need to bring that extra mile. It's a different thing altogether.
Very good nutmeg there coming from Gallagher. Cadwell still holds possession, but ball given away. Bit of miscommunication coming from the Carlton squad. Just their connection isn't there. They're really not on the same kind of lengthways of where their players have to be or where they will be. Just missing a bit of spark, but can they kind of bring something to the game? Will a timeout stop the game and kind of give them direction, going, hey, slow it down, make sure you know where your players are before you make that pass through, because giving it away to Preston, they'll just capitalize.
120%, but also there is 3 big omissions. That's almost half of your squad. Like on a usual day that played last week, that's gone. So that takes into account the chemistry. You lose in that, and you've been playing week in, week out with that team. You get used to it.
You sure do, and it may look like Carlton have called a timeout. We'll take a short break. Plenty to come straight after this. Get the far corner and slots it to the back of the net.
Polides looking to come back on for Campbellfield. Nice ball to Aaron Fung. What a goal! An absolute belter! Aaron Fung with a screamer. Campbellfield go 3-1 up. My word, Alex.
And De Moraes there, beautiful ball, and unfortunately for Carlton, they just switched off at the wrong time. Aaron Fung.
Welcome back. It's the first half. Carlton against Preston. Preston scoring the first goal by Claudia Damasi. And since then, still leading the game, making it very tricky for Carlton to score one in it. You're here with Han Solo and Josh. Josh, what does Carlton need to do? They asked for a timeout. What do you think was said in that break?
Well, I hope it didn't have any relation to that poor mess up just goes past. But calmness. Seems ironic now, but calmness. You need to stay calm against this team. It's only 1-0. Just don't let that exacerbate before the half time. I don't know the exact plans of Carlton, but I would assume Interest is saying something along those lines just to allow his players to really breathe and play their game without stressing too much.
Good call there as now Ike on the move, but shut down there by Duong. So 10 minutes to go. Carlton need to respond. Got to find a goal in it. I'm not too sure how it's going to happen as Amy Whiting gets her first touch of this game. She takes a strike. Handball called against Lara Gallagher. And doesn't look like anyone wants to take the free kick there. But
That ball was just rolling there. She's trying to take it. First they don't want to take it, then she rushes into it. It's pretty funny.
Rhiannon Jacobs taking it.
Oh.
Kicks it straight into Lara Gallagher. Amy Whiting and a save from Jacobs.
Like a dolphin.
Dolphin out of water. Oh! So close. I thought that was going to go in for sure, but no. No one was celebrating. Amy Whiting, 2 attempts at goal. Keep her up there. I feel like this is a good matchup.
It's working.
Definitely working. Archibald also on the court for Carlton. So big substitutions. That's 2 to 3 players already, or 2 players that were subbed off in that timeout.
Well, that changes the whole dynamic of my thinking of what was said. Just trying to shake up Preston in a different way, tactically shake up Preston. You know, they're getting used to that starting 5 that played, and you make a sudden, massive change like that. You have to adapt on the field. That's difficult.
It did work for a team. Was it last week or the week before? Was it AQ or someone that, or was it 1-0? I think it was Eastern.
1-0. It was 1-0.
They changed players, and all of a sudden, it was like a new game for them.
I think it's because they had 20 new players. I've never seen any of them.
It was
3 of them. 3 new players.
Will they return in this game, and will they bring out more players, which a lot of other teams have? It's the time, it's the summertime where players come on board, and we'd love to see it. We'd love to see new players coming on for serious futsal. As Emma Langley tries to nutmeg Gallagher there.
Well, if your recruitment process is good, you can't fault that. You know, that's the job of behind-the-scenes work of the team managers and the coaches. If you bring players in that are good enough for this league, good on you.
Could also be players like, hey, you want to come play futsal with me? And they'll be like, sure, if it's with you. Keeping fit in the off-season. As now, is that Ike going into the air? Don't think she got a foot on it though, or she did. Paige Daly thinks that Carlton must have touched it last. This is very interesting. Thought Preston was already running towards their defensive area, but it looks like it may have been last touched by Carlton, and a corner kick for Preston. Can they make something out of this? Ball still into play. Tripped there against Damasi. Play on. Counter is on to Wong. Ball spinning around. Archibald takes a strike straight into Alex Sinclair. Gallagher wasn't sure where the ball went. Ball intercepted to Marzi and a save there from Paige Daly. Whiting just had to get rid of it. That was very quick play, and I feel like it's going to be like that for the entire night.
Yeah, knocking it up, back and forth. No one had possession for more than 10 seconds, and so I think that's what we're going to get exactly.
It's Paige Daly working overtime. A lot of loose balls coming towards her way. Carlton has to defend. They've already conceded one. They just can't continue with more goals coming towards them.
I'll tell you one thing, though, and I have to give them praise. They're playing very, very well. They're playing just, the team cohesion is there throughout this second half of the first half. It kind of presents itself that it wasn't just those three players we kept talking about before. It's a whole team. It's a whole revival of this team. They're all playing wonderfully. So I'm going to give congratulations to Interisi and his team. That was a foul throw, but otherwise a really good chance for Whiting.
Side ball. Alex Sinclair to bring it in. Long throw in. Ike. Ike got a few plays surrounding her. And ball goes out of bounds. Looks like another corner kick for Preston. Can they set up on this occasion? Tomazi is there.
Oh, no!
Slips through the near post. Preston, with a very wild, lucky shot, gets their second just in the slip through of the near post. Let's watch the replay.
I have no words. I have no words. How did this exactly happen? Like,
Watch it carefully.
yeah, I can. Oh, that's just one of those goalkeeping errors, and it's unfortunate. But you ever play cricket and they tell you don't pick the ball up like that? Don't pick the ball up. We have your legs spread and you have to kind of kneel down. She didn't do the fundamentals and it cost her there.
And it's the same for futsal. As a goalkeeper, you always do the
What's
one
it
kneel
called?
down. It's a 5-block save.
5-point
save, sorry.
5-point save.
Or you always put your one of your leg or knee down to a position to cover that gap. Paige Daly just did the scoop with her legs wide open, and we saw a keeper error with Evolution. They let 2 goals in from 2 keeper errors, and it feels like that might be the trend of the night so far. We've seen that already in 2 games in a row. Could possibly continue for the remainder of the night.
It's just so unfortunate. She is usually such a great goalkeeper, and I think that plays into it as well. That sometimes when you're that good, you kind of think you can get away with something like that. Maybe it was a slip of judgment, but who knows? Now it's 2-0. This is very difficult for Carlton to come back from. They're going to need a very good offensive half in that second to just really bring it back and put Preston on the back foot.
There's a chance here. Once again, Amy Whiting in a very good position, but just couldn't compose herself. I feel like she's up there. She's got the right positioning. But I feel like she's just got to slot it in. Counter is on. Beck Catterwell runs straight into 2 Preston players. And if you're talking about recruitment, Preston also have recruited someone. I think a few mates from Steph Galea, Felicity Georgopoulos. Again, you're talking about managers getting involved, players are getting involved, bringing in players, and I feel like Preston is one to bring in more players, and Carlton have also. It's going to be an interesting season coming into the kind of after this round. You feel that, Josh, coming after last round with the new players coming, especially with 1-0. Carlton have got new recruits. Acu, Preston. Am I missing players? Fitzroy. Campfield.
Phoenix. Did we say Phoenix?
Phoenix. It's Catterwell once again on the counter. She's always on it. But then again, when she moves forward, there's really no one there. Was just, I think Mariella Begang is down. Referee stopped the play just to ensure that she's okay.
Hopefully she's continues playing. She's absolutely needed if they're going to come back. But as you were saying, coming into that summer period here, it's summer in Australia, Can't wait. What was it, summer yet?
Not yet.
I never went to school and learnt my summer, autumn, winter and spring order. But yeah, it's going to be amazing when all those new players come in, and when that outdoor season finishes, the quality of player playing outdoor, some of them come in, and I think AKU brought in an absolute star player. We won't reveal who that is until you have to come and watch the game, obviously. But players like that bring that extra spark to the league, and it's exactly what you want.
But I love how teams also keep their core. Preston, they make sure that their core is still there, same as Carlton. They just rotate the players around, and this is a golden opportunity. And a trip there towards Claudia Damasi from Paige Daly. Referee called the whistle. Is it going for or against?
Is it a goal?
Is it a free kick?
Okay, it looks like it's a free. Oh, it's a penalty. Just the direction of the players walking, just confused. I thought they were walking in a group like they were celebrating a goal, and I was like, "Well, you haven't scored yet."
Yeah, free kick against Claudia Damasi, or for Claudia Damasi. A trip there. Paige, it's a technique that Paige does, though. She comes out in that manner. So sometimes it's unfortunate that you do trip a player. So does she find a way to make that technique different, so then it doesn't draw in a player and result in a penalty?
No, she was one-on-one. You got to not let your attacker be one-on-one. That's not Paige's fault.
No, it looks like now 2 will be taking the free kick for Preston. And she slots it through. 3-0. Preston on fire. Taking the charge.
You had a feeling that was going in straight away. As soon as it was now 2, you knew she was going to smash it in, and Paige Daly had no chance.
30 seconds to go in this half. Carlton has got to find a way, or Preston will just continue with their form. They're really hungry. I feel like this is the game that they really want to win. Carlton, I feel like, is a bit of the underdog of the season, and they've had really great wins. Preston kind of, I feel like, with the players and the quality they've got, they expect it. They come in wanting that win. And there's a whistle. Halftime here at Sirius Futsal Arena. Carlton Heart trailing by 3. Preston on fire tonight. The second half coming right after this.
That wicked left foot to it, Amanda Araha. Sharifi 1-on-1 versus Layla. What a goal! Amina Sharifi nails it. Absolute belter from Amina Sharifi.
Again, Sylvia Termly-Costa's goal, just that relief of emotion. Look at this, she lines up, takes a really nice look at the far corner and slots it to the back of the net.
Scopolides looking to come back on for Campbellfield. Nice ball to Aaron Fung. What a goal! An absolute belter! Aaron Fung with a screamer. Campbellfield go 3-1 up. My word, Alex.
And Di Moraes there, beautiful ball, and unfortunately for Carlton, they just switched off at the wrong time. Aaron Fung.
That wicked left foot to it, Amanda Araha. Sharifi 1-on-1 versus Layla. What a goal! Amina Sharifi nails it. Absolute belter from Amina Sharifi.
Again, similar to Emily Costa's goal, just that relief of emotion. Look at this, she lines up, takes a really nice look at the far corner and slots it to the back. And then welcome back. Hope you enjoyed the halftime break. Carlton against Preston here. Game 2 of round 8. You're here with Han Solo and Josh. Josh, this game, can Carlton turn around or will Preston take it home with the win?
Carlton most definitely can turn it around, but it's all that was dirty by now too. I just have to mention that was utterly unbelievable that she turned that. But back to it, Carlton can turn this around. It's all about them, being a little bit better on the offense. They've shown in that first half that the defense was up to scratch. They conceded a goal they shouldn't have, a penalty, but otherwise a very good performance. It's all about taking that energy and transferring it up front because they need to score 3 to win this game.
They need to score 3 and not concede anymore. And Preston, they've definitely got their kicking boots on and a lot of luck going towards their way as well. Ike in a good position. Back to now 2. Flicks it over the top to nobody, to no man's land. And the ball goes out of play. And again, thanks for everyone tuning in, either on YouTube, Weekfroth, Facebook. Do appreciate you being here on a Wednesday, supporting the Women's Serious Futsal League. Broadcasted to you live from Thomastown, and we've got a few Preston fans on the stream as well. Jess Halabi always tuning in, and I think she revealed where Amina Sharifi is. She's right there at Jess Halabi's watch party. So she's tuning in. And a few other players out there for Preston. Bushra Al-Khatib, Queen B, also showing her support on Facebook. And also Michelle Koss, thank you all for watching.
Gonna love the comment section. Transfer this time from YouTube to Facebook. Usually we get a very good YouTube presence, and now Facebook coming back with that the comeback of the season. Totally.
Gosh, just because you don't go on Facebook doesn't mean others
I don't even know
don't.
how to use Facebook.
Oh
I don't even know.
All right, moving on with that one. Carlton, so far we haven't found any plays that are a potential goal scorer. Amy Whiting got very close on a few occasions. So did Beck Catterwell. But since then, we haven't really seen players really step up to be one that can score goals for Carlton. I feel like Preston have done their homework. They've really challenged Carlton in any way possible. Physicality is there. Their passing and their movement have just been incredible to watch in a game like this. And Carlton doesn't really have much answers. Once they've got the ball, Preston are quickly there. Alex Sinclair just intercepted the pass.
Oh, wow. I'll stop you there. She just got knocked over.
It was a trip from Beck Catterwell, wasn't it? And she was flying. She was going so fast. Beck just got, what, a foot out? And then
She's so much faster than every other player in this league. I actually can't believe it.
and there's no safe landing because the court is hard. So when she falls, you're falling on, like, hard surface. Must be a lot of bruises. I would get so many bruises by the end of the game. There's now 2 once again gets the free kick. Whoa. Not a bad strike coming from Karina now 2. Luckily for Carlton. Went over the top as Carlton on the move. DeWong back on the court. Beck Catterwell. Finds Gallagher. Couldn't connect. And now 2 showing her presence once more. Got in the way. Demazi. Finds Ike. Ike getting heckled there by Anna DeWong. Gets her team a corner kick. Can they score again from a corner? Lara Gallagher got in the way. Big strike coming from Naltu from down back. The ball goes out of bounds. So the corner kick from before was brilliant, and it was all in the favour of Preston when that ball slotted through the fingertips of Paige Daly. I reckon you know how we're talking about goals that are in the near post? It's so doable because keepers aren't ready for that. They think that it's going to go in the far post.
It's also so awkward to stop the near post. Just like fundamentally, you have to channel all your energy into this little small space. It seems counterintuitive.
It's Preston keeping the ball in their forward half. Not allowing Carlton to pass through. Beck Catterwell couldn't get hold of it. Now 2 makes her way forward to Demazi. I think she got knocked there, and referee quick on the whistle. Did that
To Carlton?
was to Carlton?
Interesting.
I didn't see too much on it.
Yeah, I thought that was a Preston free kick. I guess we've been fooled.
It's Big Gang having a lot of game time this game. Marzi giving it away. It's going to be another Carlton ball. 17.5 minutes to go. Still no goal scored in this half. Carlton still unable to find the back of the net. Demazi can go all the way. Claudia Demazi gets denied as Carlton on the move. Big Gang on a non-preferred, but guess who's there? Now 2, she gets tripped. No foul. Jacobs. Short ball. DeWong intercepts. Beck Catterwell. Got to be careful. Langley on her toes.
I think if Carlton end up unable to really track back the 3 goals that Preston have put themselves up by, Preston really will show themselves as a major contender for the title. I know that there is a slight big gap at the top, but when we look back at who they've actually lost to, it was that really close call game against Fitzroy that you remember well. That was one of the most exciting games of the season, and then they lost to Evolution 4-2, so they haven't actually... There's no team that has knocked them out of the park, knocked them out of the water. So it's all about consistency here forth and coming out, beating Evolution one time, beating Fitzroy, and then they can really challenge for that title.
Yeah, we got to really look into consistency. There's games where you're on form and then there isn't, so you have to be really 100% each and every time. Because it's tough. This competition is really tough. There's teams that are beating other teams. Normally, they are, it's very unpredictable. But now we know that they're a clear set winner sometimes. But then you come into games like this one where you really don't know, and you thought that maybe Carlton might have the upper hand because they've been on form. But Preston, on the same regard, they just have been playing so good futsal and scoring goals, and there's players that step up. They've come back from injury. Claudia Demazi, since she's come on board, have just been so incredible to watch. And then players have stepped up too. And an intercepted counter-attack is on. Ike couldn't get that ball off Bennett. No kind of pass through forwards. I had to go back to Paige Lee, which sometimes is very risky because The strikers are right there. But this is a chance for Carlton. Bennett just gave it away. Can she finish? Save from the keeper. Rhiannon Jacobs doing multiple saves for Preston, keeping a clean sheet so far.
Oh, on the other end, Sinclair comes and knocks it. That's what happens when you don't put the ball away. And falls into her feet. She just whacks it. Bottom corner.
What a response. End-to-end play. Went from the save from Jacobs to Alex Sinclair with that speed. And she just manages to find the last-minute angled shot towards the goal. She's happy. Look at her celebration. She is so thrilled. A very solo effort coming from Alex Sinclair. The captain steps it up. It's now 4-0.
And at this point, I'll be the one to say it. This is a very hard game to get back into, and they might just have lost their chance right there. You have to put those balls away. It's obviously easier said than done from up here in the studio, but I think they mucked around with it a little bit too much. You just have to smack it.
It's been about 15 minutes since the last goal have been scored. So credit to Carlton to not allow Preston to score.
Well, no one's denying that their defensive display has been great, and we both will give them applause for that, but it's the offensive work that needs to be done in this game when you're down 3-0.
Chance here.
Oh.
Beck Catterwell gets the first for Carlton with indirect free kick. They're still in it. It's second half and plenty of time to go. Look at this, casually just having a chat to the referee, Beck Catterwell. And then just went, I find a little sweet spot in that gap there and just slots it through. Wow, how do you even do that, Josh? That is so accurate.
You're going to go and ask her secrets, and I'm sure she has a way of doing it that she does it week in, week out almost. And she shut me up real hard with that talk of lacking the offense this game. She put it right through. Great.
There's a lot of hard work, opportunities like that. She really stepped up to the plate, and anyone that would, you know, put her hand up for a free kick like that would be Beck Catterwell. I feel like there's plenty of opportunities there, but Carlton, they're just missing the mark. They haven't really found, I don't know, their confidence. There's something really missing in a game like this for them.
I think that someone is costs right now. What she has brought to the team, they're missing that in this game, without a shadow of a doubt. And she's not. All of these players are so good. They've performed so well this game. She's that extra mile you need in that second versus third game. And also, again, she's played for the last 4 weeks. You know, and when you rely on her for a lot of the game plan, it takes notice when she's not there.
Absolutely, and Mariella Begang draws in the corner kick for Carlton. Good save there from Jacobs. Short kick, left boot coming from Mariella Begang. And another corner kick for Carlton. Gallagher to bring it in once more. Begang, this time round, Preston keeps it in. Calls for handball. Play on. And Josh, no VAR call yet in this round.
Yeah, even last round there was a lack of VAR calls, but we can confirm that VAR is still there because I was looking for it on Friday, and it is still part of the game. It's just been used a little bit less.
And it may have been a timeout call. Let's take a short break. Plenty of action to come right after this.
Scoppolides looking to come back on for Campbellfield. Nice ball to Aaron Fung. What a goal! An absolute belter! Aaron Fung with a screamer. Campbellfield go 3-1 up. My word, Alex.
And Di Maria's there, beautiful ball, and unfortunately for Carlton, they just switched off at the wrong time. Aaron Fung
Welcome back, everyone. Timeout there called. And continue play. 11 minutes remaining in this game. Preston still in the lead by 3 goals. They still yet. I was going to say you still yet to score one in this half, but Alex Sinclair scored one from a very, very terrific solo effort. And for Carlton, trailing by 3 is a difficult task. Can they fight back? But Catterwell being the only goal scorer for Carlton from that indirect free kick from earlier. And so far, Preston just being more of the upper hand. They've got more of the ball, more of the possession, and their movement, again, I keep talking about in their structure, have been really outplaying Carlton and breaking through the defense of Carlton as well. Josh, what has Carlton got to do in situations like this?
Shoot the ball. She tried it there. She heard.
And Duong just went, what did you say?
I think it's a little bit more difficult than just shoot the ball. But again, there's 10 minutes left. You're going to try something. You need 3 goals. And your only goals come from a free kick, a dead ball kind of situation. What do? Do you play a little bit less on the defense, go to the 5th person? That could be an option come 5-minute time. But I think just to get them right back into this game, it's all about getting that one. Go one by one. Look in the present.
In the moment. One step at a time. One play at a time. But yeah, easier said than done, Josh. You can say shoot, but against a very talented team that we've got right now for Preston, it's very difficult to just shoot.
Yeah, a little bit condescending of me to say shoot the ball.
It's Preston with a corner kick. Still their ball, side ball. Georgopoulos to bring it in. High ball in the direction of Damazi, but she couldn't connect. So normally I feel like Alicia Ike should be in those situations, but she was nowhere near the D. If you're going to throw it in, I feel like use a taller player to get into those situations. Kind of pressure on the defense. As now 2 makes her way back on the court. Sinclair throws it to Damazi. Still managed to make it through Carlton's defense. She comes back, and I think she hurt herself in the process. Don't think Beck Catterwell knew that she was coming behind her, and I think she may have caused more injury to herself than she anticipated. Still Carlton side ball. Archibald lurking in the D. Beck Catterwell couldn't get the ball to her. Ball goes out of bounds. I think it's made it its way behind the curtain. Long throw in. And Georgopoulos couldn't have a clean possession. Saved there by Paige Daly. And stolen once again, Damazi. But Archibald ensures that the presence is there. Side ball to Carlton. Chips it over. Catterwell was a target. Now 2 comes to collect. Georgopoulos to Damazi. Good steal there coming from Carlton. Catterwell slows it down a little bit. Georgopoulos comes in with the steal. Damazi! Claudia Damazi does what she does best. Forward pressure for Preston. Gets her 2nd of this evening. What a fantastic finish.
Yeah, all she had to do in that situation was just walk it in. She did all the hard work before the shot. That's just, what a brilliant pass there, Georgopoulos. And then slots it, bottom corner, slides yet again. I think that's 2 weeks in a row that she's gone sliding. 5-1. I think it's time Carlton just defend and stop this goal difference from exacerbating.
She was just left on her alone. I feel like the movement, it went real quick. It went from Carlton's ball to Preston in a heartbeat, and Preston just wasn't, Carlton wasn't there to respond to that, where Claudia stood in her position, and it was lucky for her that the ball was intercepted, by Preston, and she was just wide open. So a bit of risky play sometimes when you've got loose players in your forward, if the ball goes the other way, but rewarded there. But Again, Carlton just doesn't have the same connection when that ball goes forward in their half. I think that's where it is. The positioning and the risk that Preston's taking right now have really done them more favours than on, and it goes more on their side than Carlton. Georgopoulos to Sinclair. Back to Nal too. And that ball just goes to no one. Sinclair opts to go wide, asking for the ball back. Carlton. And they bring this ball forward. Good movement. Gallagher just running out of room, and the ball makes its way again behind the curtain.
It's applaudable that they're still attacking. This game is at this point, it's so difficult to come and score 4 goals in 5 minutes. So they're still going for it. They're still putting that pressure on Preston, and you're going to love that heart that they have. Not to be cheesy or cliche, but that's what it is. Ooh.
And a tackle from the back behind from Claudia Damasi straight into Lara Gallagher. And a yellow card has been given to Claudia Damasi. Do you feel like Shaban intended to call his team Heart for that reason? For like just playing with the heart?
I wonder.
Or did he name it after, I think, Melbourne
Heart. Oh, do you remember Melbourne Heart? Oh, the days.
It's Amy Whiting coming on the court. Can she strike it? And Claudia Damasi's foot, even though she just received the yellow, just did enough there to direct it out of bounds. The gang couldn't find Whiting. As Preston on the move once again. Damasi kicks it straight into Whiting. Who's going to bring it to ground first? Whiting has to go past 2 defenders. The gang. Left boot. Archibald. Couldn't get there. Jacobs. Goalkeeping once again. Just using the physical presence. Damasi against Amy Whiting. Just going at it against each other.
Long distance there from the gang. I think Carlton are going to find their most success from that distance spot. They're usually a team that gets that ball inside the D and slots it away perfectly. A bit out of character, those long shots.
There's an opportunity here for Carlton, and Damasi, she is absolutely everywhere tonight. She's forward, she's back, she's getting shouldered, she's getting hit in the face, but she just still plays on. I don't know why she's not subbing herself off to look at that eye. I think that was from Mariella Begang.
She heard you. There she goes.
Why is she still on? Is it her eye or nose? I'm not too sure, but she just continues on and still goes back and tracks back to defend the ball. So she's not only scoring goals, but she's also defending it as well. And DeWong, Gallagher can strike it. Woo! Lara Gallagher can definitely strike it. It's not her, it's Shayna Bennett. Got the wrong player, but nonetheless, Carlton Heart scores their second of tonight.
Wow. She just absolutely, that is something. I'll say that. Dummies through the legs. Quite unlucky, but it's how you respond to that bit of luck. Straight past the goalkeeper's gloves. 2-5.
Shayna Bennett scoring a second for the season or for a debut for Carlton and stepping things up. And they just need to be in those opportunities. And you said it before in the start of the half. They just got to shoot. You never know. One might slip in, but the more opportunities you give yourself, the more chances you get. The percentage is there. I feel like the more shots you take, surely one will make its way through. If you don't shoot and you don't have those opportunities, you never know.
Absolutely, and I think it's time that they bring Beck Cadwell.
That's how you know. And that's what Preston have been doing the whole night, is just shoot. And Alicia Ike scoring her second of tonight. Her second from a corner kick as well. Look at that.
Wow.
Just behind, like just around the player, around a defender. Paige Daly didn't even move. Her feet, both of her feet were still on the ground.
Oh, Sinclair.
And Alex Sinclair, the captain, steps up. Second goal of this evening. She's chuffed. She's subbed herself off. That's all that's been done for tonight. That's all she needs to do. Look at this run once again. tricks Anna Dewong and toe pokes it to the bottom left-hand side.
Unbelievable. That's all, folks. 7-2. That's Preston's little nice way of saying, yeah, you're not coming back into this game no matter how many goals you score. And that makes Ike's, I think, 14th or 15th for the campaign in just 6 games. Think about that. She's leading the league with just 6 games. I think this will be the 7th. 15 goals.
Claudia Damaza scored 2. Alicia Ike scored 2. Alex Sinclair scored 2. And Karina Natu scored 1. Wow, that's big goals. Second versus third, or second place, versus second place. They've now went, sorry, Carlton, we're going to take that spot off you. We belong in second place, and just the performance that we've seen from each and every player, they have not skipped a beat. I would feel like every player have played their part, including the goalkeeper.
Preston is a very much a team-oriented team. You know, they don't look for individuals, it's why they are able to be placed so highly in this league. It's why they're above the likes of Fitzroy, Campbellfield, and soon to be Carlton. They play a brilliant team game. There's no one star.
Absolutely not. And, you think Alex Sinclair might be a star, but she's hardly on the court. But when she is on the court, each possession that she has, she doesn't waste it at all. And I feel like that's a lot of Preston. Each possession, even if they're not even part of the play, someone like Claudia Damazi just comes in and steps up. Ike didn't pass Anna Dewong on that occasion.
But I do think Sinclair is a star, but she's just one of those players, I think, with her experience as well, that she likes to get everyone else involved, which is rare in a star. Usually they want the spotlight. And sometimes I think she's not even trying, if I'm completely honest. She just makes it look that easy. She just kind of walks around and then just does magic. And I'm like, this is impossible. No player can be this good.
That is Alex Sinclair for you. Carlton next week versing Phoenix. And Preston versing Evolution. Oh, so this is, I feel like they need to work on whatever they're working on, and it's working for them. But can they bring that to Melbourne Evolution next week?
Listen, that is a game you can't miss if you're an audience member. I won't miss it. No one can miss that game. That is essentially title on the line. Everything is up against the wall. You have to play your best team. You have to play the best you can. And there has to be no mistakes. Any mistakes, Evolution will make you pay like there's no tomorrow.
Absolutely. And Carlton, they're there. I feel like a game like this, after last week's big win, they just need a few things to work on. They train every week. They work really hard. And they can compete against big teams like this. But I feel like they've got to find a way to work around it. Find goals that they can bring. That was the difference between the two.
Absolutely, it shows the statistics too. If you look at the ladder, Carlton as a team, they have 32 goals. Preston, they have an extra 20 on them, 52. So that's the difference. Really, they've conceded the same amount of goals. Defensively, they're about even. It's just about that goal-scoring presence that Carlton this game have missed, and they'll need to find if they want to continue their top-of-the-table run.
As we count down the last 5 seconds of the game, Preston on form, making a very solid, not permanent, temporary spot, second place on the ladder, and Carlton just trailing just behind them, third on the ladder. It's been a very terrific game, and up next, I don't know what is up next? I've just forgotten.
I think up next is... Well, I've forgotten too. Is it AKU?
I'm getting confused. Phoenix and AKU, yeah. There you have it, everyone. Preston proving too strong against Carlton, 7-2. We'll take a break and a star interview coming right after this.
That wicked left foot to it, Amanda Araha. Sharifi one-on-one versus Layla. What a goal! Amina Sharifi nails it. Absolute belter from Amina Sharifi.
Again, Sylvia Termly-Costa's goal, just that relief of emotion. Look at this, she lines up, takes a really nice look at the far corner and slots it to the back of the net.
Scopolidi's looking to come back on for Campbellfield. Nice ball to Aaron Fung. What a goal! An absolute belter! Aaron Fung with a screamer. Campbellfield go 3-1 up. My word, Alex.
And Di Maria's there, beautiful ball, and unfortunately for Carlton, they just switched off at the wrong time. Aaron Fung puts
Welcome everyone, welcome to the post-match interview. I'm here with Preston, again, Claudia Damasi. Welcome back to the studio.
I know, I'm glad to be back actually. Wasn't expecting to be here, but here we are.
Here we are, and again, big win against Carlton as well. Now you've guaranteed the second spot on the ladder. How do you feel your form and the team's form this season?
I think our form has been, we started off the season really well. Coming into this game, Carlton have had a really good start as well. So we're trying to obviously break the winning streak. And after coming off last week's win as well, I think we've started off pretty good. Hopefully we can keep the momentum going. Got a couple hard games coming up. There's always Evolution versus Preston's always a fun one. So I think that's next week.
It is
Yes.
next week, yeah. So a big game then. You've got this game as a warm-up because Carlton, as you mentioned, have been really solid and on form. I feel like a lot of players have been working, especially when you've come back on board. You've got 2 goals already in this game, same as last week. Do you feel like a team like yours can score goals and that's kind of like the game changer against teams like Carlton?
Yeah, I think, our team today, we had a few players out, so it kind of gave, Jamie a bit of room to swap players and see how they go in different positions. Like, Karina, she did really well in the back. She was told to drive through the middle and keep pressing them. And then we had Alex, who also plays in the back, which is good. And we had Felicity first game, and she could play in the back as well. So I think with that, we've got a lot of depth in the team. And we've got Taylor coming back next week. Hopefully Steph Galea as well. So, and Sydney. So we've got Camilla.
Oh my goodness.
I don't even know if
How
we're
do you, I don't have enough
going to make
players.
the team next week. But no, we've got a lot of
Wow.
depth, which is really good. Winning games like this with some key players out, it's very confidence boosting for the whole team. So it's really good.
We talked about in the stream, every single player can score and partake in the role, and yourself as well. You were everywhere on the ball. You were defending. You
Oh
were
my
like
God.
high kicking it everywhere.
No, okay.
Your kick, your leg must have stopped like 5 goals at least.
I know sometimes I just get into this mood and I just kick it. But I keep forgetting that I'm inside now. I'm so used to playing outdoor and clearing the ball when you're in the back line. So, but yeah, I think I do have pretty fast reflexes. A couple of times Ree turned around to me and was like, "Thanks, Tim." And I was like, "I don't even know." I stopped it.
Yeah.
I got 2 balls kicked in the head. I was like, "Oh my God." I was like, "Jamie, take me off." And then, that last sub, Alex, we were on the bench and I was like, "We've got to both score a goal." So she went on, scored, and then she subbed me on and I missed the bloody sitter. But it's all right.
That's
Next
all right.
game.
was a good game. It was very entertaining from your part as well, and everyone else at Preston. And you know, hopefully that will bring on forward to Evolution next week. So
yes, hopefully we get the win. But like I said, they're a good team, so it'll be a good game. So everyone,
can't wait.
Yes,
can't wait. And hopefully you'll be there as well.
That's the plan, but we'll see.
We'll see. Again, thanks so much for your time up here in the studio.
Thank you.
All the best for the remainder of the season.
Thank you.
Excellent. Claudia Damasi once again for Preston, and up next it is Phoenix against Aku. We'll see you then.